Late night crafting because I cannot sleep. So I have this wrapping paper, and there is a story behind it. This belonged to my sister's mother-in-law, who passed away recently, and she inherited a lot of her belongings, and one of them was this flocked wrapping paper, and it's so beautiful. So my sister had wrapped my husband's Christmas gift in it, and I thought, you know what? I am going to repurpose it for a Valentine's card for my sister. So as I started doing this, I thought, you know what? I should probably record this because I think it's a great idea to preserve this paper instead of just throwing it in the trash, because it has sentimental value. So it has a couple of blemishes from the tape, but I'm going to die cut around that. So I figured I would use a Sweet Stamp Shop heart that I just love the shape of the heart. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll build the card around that. But I just took my sign ruled, I believe this is 6 inches. Actually, I have a ruler right here. So it is actually 5 inches wide, and it's a double-sided tape, a very, very thin, strong tape. And so I just took this and I got my 325 GSM cardstock, which I will link everything below. But I took that, I put strips of the adhesive on here and then peeled them off, and then just put the wrapping paper here on here. And I wish I had a brayer, but I don't. I think I need to add that to my list because I want to get all these little wrinkles down to make sure that the paper looks its best. But isn't that just so pretty? I just think it'll be really nice. I just couldn't throw it away knowing it was hers. Isn't that funny? Okay, so all right, so let me grab my die. Let's see. It's this one. I love it because the heart is so wide. I love the shape of this heart. So here's a couple samples too. Okay, look at how pretty that heart is. So pretty. I love the stitching, I love the shape, everything. So what I do whenever I have extras from a die, I go ahead and I'd store it with the die just in case I need it. When I go reach for the die, if I could use this for a card, then I'll go ahead and use it. If not, I'll cut another. But since we're going to recycle this, I also have this strip left over, and I'm having trouble parting with it too. Okay, so I'm just going to put that aside. Get cleaned up here. So I'm cozy in my craft room. It is 3:30 in the morning and I couldn't sleep. So I thought I would get up and get a couple things done. So I'm not sure what size heart I want. Initially, I thought I wanted this big one because it'll show more of the paper. Look at how pretty that's going to be. Look at that. So I'll probably get a few cards in. Okay, so let me plug in my die cutting machine. I have one of them plugged in, but I'm going to switch to the bigger one. So let's see. So I use a Anna Griffin Empress machine, an electric machine. I love it so much. So here are my plates. And I like it. I like the die cutting machine that I have because I can fit a full letter size sheet through it. I don't have to cut it down. So I have my well-loved plate here. And I've mentioned this in other videos, but I keep the base plate clean. I don't cut into it. And then I only cut into one plate, and it avoids a lot of the warping. And when I replace the plates, I only have to replace one. When it comes in a set of 2, so it just makes it last a little longer. All right, so where am I gonna cut this? Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. And the reason why I went ahead and I adhered the 2 pages together is because I just want this to be layered perfectly. I could do the cardstock and then do the wrapping paper and then glue them together, but then there's a chance that it won't layer perfectly. And because this is wrapping paper, it's really thin, so it's just perfect for layering. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut there. Okay, so I took a notched rectangle by the stamp market, and then I also embossed it with some conversation hearts. So that came out really cute. And then I'm grabbing this foam. It's a very thick foam. I usually use it for shaker cards, but I wanted to raise this panel quite a bit. So I'm just going to cut some strips, and then I wanted to raise it for dimension, but also because I had an idea of taking twine and wrapping it around the thickness of this foam so that you can kind of see black and white on the sides. You'll get what I'm talking about when you see it, but it's just this idea I had, and so I thought I would try it out here. Okay, so now that that is in place, I'm just going to take my heart and kind of position it over the card and see where I want it. Look at this beautiful heart. I mean, it is just so gorgeous. I am so glad that I'm using this wrapping paper. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. And I love that I have several, so I can send several of them out. So I think I'm going to go with this smaller heart. And you can kind of see the conversation hearts there in the background. So just a little bit of thought, and I had an idea. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my Gina K Designs master layouts because it has a whole bunch of strips, just strips that you can cut out at one time, and I think I want to add a little bit of black to this card. And there off to the side, I put my mini Misty and the tape roll on top of my card so that the glue can dry evenly. Okay, so now I'm taking this love die. It has the background and the script, so I love that. And I decided just to take a card panel. I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to it so that I don't have to glue the little tiny love part. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of adhesive here. I love this roll of adhesive. It makes things so easy, and I have a feeling it'll last a really long time because it's quite a generous amount. So I'm just going to place my card panel on here and then trim off the excess. Alright, so now that I have that die cut, I went ahead and left the pieces inside the card panel, and then I'm just going to take my black Copic marker and I'm going to color the paper where it says love. So instead of taking a black cardstock, adding adhesive to it, and then a white cardstock, adding adhesive to it, and then running them through the die cutter, I decided just to cut both of them and then color in this piece here. So I think I'm going to do this more often. It was actually a lot easier. White cardstock is a lot less expensive than colored cardstock, and I have beautiful Copic markers, so why not? And you'll see that this it turns out really nice. I mean, I would even say that you can't even tell it was once white paper. So nice little shortcut. And here we go. Here's my final result. I really love this card. I think it's really precious. Just a little bit of black, white, and red. Nice and classic Valentine. I do end up taking a lint roller to that heart just to get the lint off of the flocking. So I'll be sure to take another picture and post it. So cute. And there you can see the twine on the sides. It's very subtle, but I liked it. I thought that was kind of a neat little touch. I think I'll do that more often too. So just trying out new things today since I couldn't sleep. I think it came out great. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.